Cutting board recipes.
Hi, I'm Alyne. Welcome to my kitchen, and this is What's Up Wednesday.
What is it?
And I am doing cutting board recipe today. Now, this recipe that I'm going to do is one of my own, and I'm just going to put it out there that I am 99.9999% infinity that I will never make this recipe again. So I'm sharing it for those of you who would like to make it. It's called Alyne's Brownies. My mom named it. I've told the story, I think, on how I came up with the recipe, but what it was is my mother was wanting something sweet one night. We didn't have any cookies, didn't have any candy or anything in the house. And so I started looking at recipes because I knew what ingredients I had. And I was looking for something that I could make with what we had. I found 2 different brownie recipes. And I had the partial ingredients for both recipes. I didn't have all of them for the one. I didn't have all of them for the other. But I did have part of them. So I started looking at it and seeing what I had and what I could use. So I cobbled together these 2 recipes. And I came up with my brownie recipe. My mom loved them. And I made them for her several times the last years of her life. And then when I got with Piggy, before we knew he had a chocolate allergy, I made them for him.
Boy, let me tell you.
And I've made them for his stepdad, for something. I can't remember what I made them for him for.
I think it was for a thank you for helping us with the vehicle or something.
Okay. Excuse me, but made for him, and he liked them. And I have to say, I love this recipe. I just can't eat a lot of them. I can eat maybe 1 or 2.
And I can't eat them no more, no more, no more, no more.
Piggy can't eat them. And it is a case of, I want to share this recipe because I know there's people out there that like brownies. And to me, this recipe is so much better and so much easier than store-bought brownies. It really is. Because you're just putting together a few items. And I've given approximate baking times in here when I do the recipe. And the reason for that is because I could smell when they were done. I knew these brownies were done by the smell of them. So I never really set a timer for them. I would check them. I never burn them. Never overcooked them. Because of that. And that's what we get sometimes when we bake something enough. We learn how to tell when it's done by the smell. I can do my cornbread that way most of the time. So I just want to share this recipe with you. Again, Alyne's Brownies. First thing you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the ingredients. It calls for 1 cup of self-rising flour, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 9 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3 eggs beaten, 1½ sticks.
Told y'all she'd buy it.
1½ stick or 3/4 a cup of butter, which will be melted, and 1 cup of chopped walnuts, which are optional. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I only ever used the walnuts one time. I preferred the brownies without the walnuts. That's just me. Okay? So, again, very first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Second thing you want to do is you want to spray a 9x13 baking dish or pan. Okay? Then you want to melt the butter and set it aside. You can do it in a small stir or you can melt it in the microwave. It's entirely up to you how you melt your butter, but just melt the butter and set it aside.
New cat sucker.
Want to, in a medium to large bowl, you want to sift together the flour, the sugar, and the cocoa. Okay? Now in a separate bowl or mixing bowl or measuring cup, large measuring cup or something like that, whatever you want to mix it in, you want to mix together the eggs and the vanilla. once you get the eggs and the vanilla mixed together, stir it in with the dry ingredients. And the reason we're doing this separate, like this, I'll explain. You do not want to mix the eggs and the melted butter together because the melted butter could still be warm enough to curdle your eggs and cook them. Okay, so you mix the eggs and the butter, not butter, eggs and vanilla together, and pour it into the dry ingredients and stir it up. Then you want to stir in the melted butter. Pour it in and mix it up till it's well incorporated. Okay, if you are using the walnuts, this is when you will add them. And you want to stir them in well. Like I said, I have used them maybe once, twice at the most. I prefer them without the walnuts. But it's entirely up to you. Okay, you want to pour your mixture into the sprayed 9 by 13 inch baking dish.
Keep that.
Yeah, you want to put your dish in the oven and bake it for 35 to 45 minutes. Depending on your oven, I would say start checking them about the 25-minute mark just to see how they're doing. But it should take at least 35 minutes in most ovens. Okay? And you want to bake them until done. And when I say done, with this recipe, you really can't go by the toothpick test. Because if you do not use the walnuts, the brownies will be just a little bit gooey. So they're still going to be a little moist in the center. But you can tap the top, and if the top does not have any resistance and it's kind of more of a solid top, then they'll probably be done. Okay. These, like I said, are probably some of the best brownies. If you like the gooey brownie, moist, soft brownies, this is the brownie for you. If you do not, if you add the walnuts to them, the brownie will be a little more on the done side. On the inside, it won't be quite as gooey at all, but they will still be nice and moist and really good. Be more like a cake than the actual brownie with the walnuts in it.
I'll say this, folks. Before it was discovered that I was allergic to chocolate, I was pretty much a chocolate connoisseur.
Yeah.
I love my brownies and candy bars and so on and so forth. There has not been one thing of that nature that she has made for me that I could go back to anything less.
Yeah. Piggy loved these brownies. He really did.
I know it breaks my heart.
Yeah. And like I said, I probably will never bake these again. I came up with this recipe. I shared it with a friend of mine. If you've watched any of my videos, you probably heard me talk about my sister of the heart, Georgette. I shared this recipe with her, and she made it her own by adding these soft, chewy caramels to it.
Ooh.
She made up the batter, poured it into the pan, and then she took those soft, chewy caramels and she placed them throughout the...
Piggy hearts are breaking, folks.
Yeah, she placed them throughout the batter. And oh my gosh, they were some of the best brownies with the caramel in it. If you like caramel, the brownies with caramel throughout them, that's so good. You can also take the caramel sauce from like the ice cream sauce caramel, and you can just kind of put that on there and then just swirl it through. It's really good that way as well.
If y'all only knew how much it was hurting me to listen to this right now.
Yeah. There is so many different ways you can utilize these with the ingredients that you like, depending on what you like in your brownies. But, I hope y'all like this recipe. I hope you try this recipe if you like brownies. And if you do try the recipe, please let me know how they turned out for you and how you like them. Because...
different strokes, different folks. You might not like them. Yeah. We don't know.
This is one of the very first recipes I ever made on my own. That was something that, like I said, I did look at 2 different recipes, but I've changed recipes before, don't get me wrong. I changed an ingredient here, changed an ingredient there, simply because I didn't have something, or I didn't like one of the ingredients, so I swapped it out to something I liked. This is the very first one, probably around 20 years ago, that I made by looking at the ingredients of several different, it was 2 different recipes, I know, and I was utilizing
her first creation.
My first creation. My mom loved them. I made them for her. My friends that I shared them with loved them. Everybody that I've made them for has loved these brownies. Would I like to try them again? Maybe someday. But like I said, I only ever ate like 1 or 2 pieces of the whole pan when I made it. They're rich, they're good, but I just only ever make 1 or 2 either.
Yeah, those that went up to stepdad, they didn't last long.
But
somebody else didn't like it that you made them.
So this is my cutting board recipe for What's Up Wednesday. I will be putting the recipe at the end of the video so that you will be able to have it. I will not put it in the description because it's going to be in the video. You can pause it because it's going to have the ingredient list. It'll have the directions, everything. And I just hope y'all like the video. I hope y'all like the recipe. And again, if you do make these brownies, please let me know what you think of them. Because this recipe is near and dear to my heart. And like I said, it's right at 20 years old. I made it right around 20 years ago. And I think probably May or June of this year. It might be a little later, but it would be somewhere between, if I would say May and August of this year, it'll be exactly 20 years old. Just wanted to share that with y'all. I want to thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Oh, and don't forget to check out Piggy's Pills. Piggy is going to be trying something new, starting something new in the next few weeks.
Piggy is evolving.
Piggy's evolving. He's going to be putting out videos pretty much every day. 6 days a week will be videos, and 1 day will be his live stream, which is on Sunday. So
it's not going to be anytime real soon.
He's evolving. He's working on it. We've got to get the videos built up, but he is wanting to go 6 days a week. He's wanting to do 3 days a week of ride-alongs and 3 days a week of Bible study. And if that's what he's wanting to do, then that's what we're going to let him do. That's his channel. He has started doing the editing of the videos now.
Well, with her sitting there step by step and me through it all until we do it enough where I learn it. And once I learn it, sky's the limit, and I can start doing that, and that'll take having to do my videos and editing them off of her. And it'll help her out, give her a titch more time.
Maybe to come up with some new recipes.
Maybe come up with some new recipes.
Yeah. But again, I do want to thank you for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye, y'all.